Hey everyone, I'm Matt Herron and this is your Independence Update. Hunter safety programs are now registering. Michigan Hunting offers an abundance of public lands to hunt deer, elk, bear, turkey, grouse, waterfowl, and other wildlife. So sight in your scope or draw your bow. From big game to small, the thrill of the hunt is pure Michigan, and there are many different choices to choose from. They can be found on the DNR's website at www.michigan.gov. Baffling Bill's Magic. Learn how to do magic from Michigan's #1 magician. For over 25 years, Baffling Bill and Gus the Bunny have been astounding audiences. This one-day class will include a 45-minute magic show and a half-hour class to teach you how to perform magic. Each child will receive a bag of tricks to amaze family members and friends. Baffling Bill's Magic Show takes place on Wednesday, August 27th from 10 a.m. to 11:15, and space is limited, so register today. It will be held at the Waterford Recreation Center at 5640 Williams Lake Road and is for ages 6 to 12. The cost is $24 for residents, and you can get more information on Baffling Bill's website at www.bafflingmagic.com. First aid and CPR. On Saturday, August 30th, Independence Township's Parks and Rec will host a 6-hour all-inclusive class that will teach first aid for adults, children, and infant CPR. This class will cover the general principles of first aid, medical, injury, and environmental emergencies. All students will take a written and practical test, and for the students who pass, they will receive an AHA card. $15 is due at the time of the class if you wish to purchase the book. The class is 6 hours from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. and the cost is $45 for residents. For more information regarding the township's fall recreation guide, you may visit their website at www.indetwp.org. The Clarkson Labor Day Parade on September 1st. On Monday, September 1st, join in on the Clarkson Labor Day Parade Fun. The Clarkson Rotary Club have been sponsors of the parade for the past 72 years and are seeking parade participants to join them in a fun-filled community event. The traditional end of summer parade is seeking floats, classic cars, community service organizations, musical groups, local businesses, political candidates, families, and equestrian riders. The parade kicks off from the Renaissance High School on Walden Road, beginning at 10 a.m. and runs until 11 a.m. This year's parade will begin at Church Street to Main Street, north of Miller Road, and ends at Miller and Holcomb. If you're interested in joining the fun of being in a community parade, please find the entry application on the Clarkson Rotary website, which is clarksonrotary.org, or by contacting Clarkson Rotarian Joel DeLong at joeldelong@aol.com. You may also call him at 248-625-9741, and there are some volunteer opportunities also available. Attention students, September 2nd marks the end of summer and our official return back to school, which means I get to see some of your lovely faces soon. I know that's sad that summer's over, but at least we'll be reuniting with our friends. Clarkson Junior High will be starting with a half day at 7:45 a.m. Clarkson High School will have its first full day beginning at 7:30. Springfield Elementary is a half day beginning at 8:35. Pine Knob Elementary is a half day for grades 1 through 5 beginning at 8:25. And Independence Elementary has their first day starting at 8:35. It's just around the corner, so let's make sure we all enjoy a fun and safe Labor Day weekend before it begins. Some summer programs through the township. If you participated in the summer youth baseball leagues or the swim lessons at Deer Lake Beach, please fill out the surveys that were sent to your email. They encourage everybody to give feedback on their summer programs and how you enjoyed them. The beach and spray park, sadly with summer coming to a close, Deer Lake Beach and the spray park will also be closing on Labor Day. So make the most of these remaining days by having fun out there. With fall programs, we have many exciting programs coming up for the fall. Check out all the opportunities in the Fall Rec Guide. They will be in your mailboxes in the next few days. Therapeutic recreation, This fall, there are many different activities for those with disabilities. Check out the Fall Rec Guide to learn more about those programs, such as Buddy Basketball, Bingo Night, Fall Fling Dance, and Friday Pizza and Movie Night. Volunteers are needed for these events. There's also a thing called Ransom. You can be a detective this fall. On October 11th, adults can partake in a Clue-style game on the foot. Find the who, how, and where while having a great time. Availability is limited and tickets sell fast, so make sure you register. We also have a Friendly Forest coming up. Get your tickets for the annual Friendly Forest. Meet your favorite characters and superheroes while trick-or-treating. Tickets for that go on September 8th. And the Taste of Clarkson. The 17th annual Taste of Clarkson takes place on Sunday, September 21st, about 3 weeks from now. It's from noon to 6 p.m. on Main Street. Enjoy the day with family and friends while listening to music, playing Kids Zone games, visiting exhibits, and trying food from over 35 restaurants. As always, if you have information for us that you'd like to share on Independence Update, please contact us at 248-623-3661, or you may email Matt Blow at mbleau@indetwp.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram as well. And stay tuned for an update with the Township Supervisor Pat Kittle and Superintendent Dr. Rod Rock. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Rod Rock, Superintendent of the Clarkson Community Schools. Just want to take a moment to welcome all of our students and our families back to school this year. Starting next week, after Labor Day, our students will come back for a half day that first day. Our teachers are getting ready. We had a meeting yesterday with all of our teachers and staff to think about the start of the school year and the things we'll focus on for the year. Our teachers have had training in our new student information system, which will give information to parents that'll be really relevant and specific and timely. It'll be excellent enhancement for our students' educational experiences. We're very much looking forward to having that in place for our parents. We're having opening nights and opening days and welcome back events at all of our schools where our parents will come in and meet their teachers, get to know the kinds of things that'll be happening throughout the school year, hear from our PTAs and other organizations who will support learning throughout the year, to hear from principals and teachers. And we're very, very excited for the school year. Yesterday we had opening day with teachers and staff, as I mentioned. We had two of our students who presented. McKenna Klaber from the junior high school sang our national anthem, and we had Cam Razdar, whom you've met many times, talk to our staff about some of their ideas for inspiration throughout the school year. And I'm always amazed at the talents of our students, the things that they bring to us, the way that they can express themselves, how articulate they are, and just who they are as people, as such young people, to have voices like they have and to have personalities and character traits and such confidence is really amazing. I know that every single one of our students has unique talents and skills and abilities, and we as educators do our very best to evolve those, to foster those, the development of those, and to bring them out so that students can figure out who they are and how they're smart and where they fit and what they can contribute in our world. And I'm thinking about all the experiences our kids will have throughout the year, whether it's their very first day of preschool or their seniors in high school or anywhere in between, the relationships that they'll have with their teachers, the experiences they'll have with their classmates and their schoolmates, all the different events that happen throughout the school year, not only at school, but also personally, the things that happen with families on the weekends, trips you'll take. It's such an exciting time, and to think not only about what kids will learn in terms of the content, the curriculum, but also about citizens of our world and how to collaborate, how to contribute, how to talk and how to listen, and to build that confidence, and to really have that confidence to speak up, to talk about what they know, what they've learned, how they learn, and really to become lifelong learners. And I'm so excited to see how those stories emerge, the things that our students will take with them, the experiences that they'll have, and every moment of every day, how that will evolve into the students' that they'll become and the people they'll become for the rest of their lives. It's just an exciting time. We'll see our students perform athletically out on the fields, in the gyms, and in various places. We'll see them perform on the stages with their instruments, the marching band, all kinds of things. We'll see dances and homecoming. We'll see daddy-daughter dances and all kinds of things that our students will participate in. It's so exciting for me to be part of it, to see it evolve, for our teachers to have influence on our kids, for all of our people to work together with parents to make this an excellent school year. And I'm just so super excited. I just want to remind everyone that I'm here to serve you. You could reach out to me at any time and talk to me and do the best I can every day for kids along with all of our staff members. I look forward to connecting with you through Independence TV, to seeing you out in the community, to having conversations at our various events, to getting to know you and to getting to know your children. And I want to thank you for the contributions you make and for entrusting us with your children. There's no more important or valuable resource in our world than children. I'm so fortunate to work with them. So thanks for this opportunity to say welcome back, and I look forward to seeing you again soon on Independence TV.
Hello and welcome back to your weekly update with the Township Supervisor Pat Kittle. As always, I'm Matt Herron, and we're excited to have Pat with us.
Thank you for the invite. Appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. So Pat, you know, we're winding down our summer. It's been a lot of fun, a great summer in Independence Township. And I know one of the highlights for everybody, you know, in the community is being able to go to DTE to, you know, see concerts. I myself, I went to a Nine Inch Nails show. I saw the kickoff of the season with Eddie Money.
You were there for Lil Wayne too, weren't you?
Yeah, Lil Wayne and Drake.
Yeah.
I saw that rap show too. But yeah, there's just so many people. Like when we have concerts here, I think something like 15,000 people are pouring in and out of that. You know, what do we do when that happens?
Well, logistics with 15,000 people is tough. There's no doubt about it. And Oakland County Sheriff, in conjunction working with DTE, have done a lot of things to help improve the flow of traffic. You know, one of them was actually adding the price of parking into the ticket. So there's nobody there no longer, you know, telling you and taking money and making change. So that has really helped, you know, getting people on and off the expressway and on and off, you know, Sashball a lot quicker. But, you know, like everything else, when you have different bands who have different styles and, you know, different equipment levels, there's a lot of variability, you know, from show to show. And, you know, occasionally we do get phone calls that, you know, the noise seems a little louder for some shows than others. And noise and the whole sound thing, and trust me, I'm not a sound expert, you know, but the one thing that I have found out with sound coming from the largest music amphitheater in North America varies depending on temperature, on wind velocity, on wind direction, on whether there's clouds, on whether it's a humid day versus a dry day. And sound is like water. It travels where it can.
Sure.
And you'd think if you were in a community like with a bunch of trees around it, that would act as a sound baffle and would quiet it down. But actually what it can do, it can actually disperse the sound waves and make it louder in areas.
Kind of echo.
Well, it's all I know is from a supervisor's perspective, it's enough to drive you crazy sometimes.
Sure.
Because you just don't know how to manage it. So we're actually going out and we're going to be hiring a professional, licensed sound and acoustics expert to come in and take sound meter readings, both at DTT and with the and at various, you know, what I'll call hotspots in the community, to find out just exactly what's going on. And it's not cheap, it's a couple of $1,000, but I think it'll give us a real good feel for where we're at with some of the sound coming out of there and just see what's happening.
No,
I've
heard like community members talk about like how loud things get, and I've actually heard that DT has gotten these complaints, and it's got to be different, you know, from like a mellow like folk band coming on to someone like a Nine Inch Nails or a Soundgarden that's really trying to blow the speakers.
Well, they've done a pretty good job. They've just put in $500,000 worth of acoustic baffling on the back of the stage. So it does two things. It acts as a fire retardant, which is good.
Good.
You know, but it also does absorb some of the sound so it doesn't echo and bounce out of the studio or bounce out of the amphitheater so much. You know, so that's good. I do know that from years past with prior owners, the incidents of phone calls and the phone logs that were kept, you know, some concert nights used to just, the phones used to just blow right off the dial.
Sure.
And we still get a couple occasionally, I'm not gonna kid you, but it's a lot better than it was.
Good.
You know, you do gotta remember one thing, the DTE has been around for over 40 years. And, you know, they've been operating under sound ordinances long before most of the subdivisions in the neighboring communities were here. So again, there's some legal issues with, you know, hey, well, why don't you just have them turn it down 25%?
Yeah.
Easier said than done from a legal perspective about, you know, what do you do with an entity that's been out there for decades?
Well, hopefully by hiring that engineer too, they can just get a better idea of like what each band requires and get the regulations where they need to be.
Well, again, or make sure that we even, you know, have issues. And again, because it is so tough to manage because of the variability. But, you know, even alcohol, I know there was some concerns about alcohol being consumed in the parking lot, you know, pre-parties or tailgate parties.
Tailgates,
you know,
yeah.
the things that you see everywhere at Michigan State games, down at the football games, down at the, you know, Tiger games. And be honest with you, I mean, I've seen it at local sporting activities also, you know, with, you know, some of the teams coming in from.
The beer's too expensive on the inside, you know, you got to have fun beforehand.
You know, it's tough, you know, but there are ordinances against open alcohol.
Sure.
So I know DTE and the Sheriff's Department are making concerted efforts, you know, to add extra patrols to the parking lot and then try to keep things, you know, tamed down a little bit because it does get out of hand. So.
It does, I agree.
So there are times, and again, having the police presence there does seem to have an effect. So I know when, I believe it was the Lil Wayne concert, as a matter of fact.
Oh, you know, that's a crowd.
We actually had extra patrols in the parking lot. So it went pretty good.
Necessary, I'm sure.
So, and you know, and then just traffic in and of itself, you know, it's always an issue. We still have that pinch point at I-75 over the bridge.
Yep.
And, you know, that's not going to go away. We do hope that with the road construction that's going to be happening, where we'll have a dedicated north Sashabaw ramp and then a dedicated south Sashabaw ramp. So the residents who do live over on the west side of the township, you know, will be able to get off I-75 and get to their place of residence or business and not get caught up in all that traffic.
That congestion, sure.
So it'll be good stuff.
Good. I know, like you yourself, you've been pretty busy. It seems like I've tried to give you a call a couple times over the summer, and you're always in a meeting. You know, what have you been doing?
Yeah, it seems like meetings are us right now. You know, I know one of the things that we're working on is we had a rather large meeting with MDOT, the Road Commission, Independence Township, Springfield Township, over about Dixie Highway and Big Lake Road.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with it, but there's a traffic signal there. You've got Dixie, you got I-75 cutting across, but you've also got a subdivision going into Independence on Deer Hill Road. And it's kind of a thrill a minute when you get traffic doing 55 and 60 on Dixie and people trying to get in and out of this residential community. You know, also with the kids coming out of the vocational school up in Springfield,
yeah.
That gets to be quite a dangerous intersection. So we're looking, and we're also going to be meeting with the Oakland Vocational Schools as well as Oakland County to see what we can do and see if it's even feasible to align Big Lake Road and Deer Lake Road so that the traffic light is aligned so that those two streets are all functioning on the same traffic light so people can get in and out safely. And we think it'll be a huge safety impact and have a huge safety impact on that part of the community. We don't have a lot of accidents there, you know, compared to like Sashbaw and Walden or Sashbaw and Maybe, but the ones that are there are bad. Because somebody is you know, sneaking through a light or leaves early or just blows it, and you got somebody T-bones them at 55, 60. It's never good. So
no,
we think aligning it will have a big impact and reduce the incidence of accidents and their severity. So more to come on that.
Good. Let's definitely, you know, keep the traffic accidents to a minimum and the safety of the kids in mind. That's important. My family, you know, we've been residents of this community for a long time, Pat, and my mom the other day, she made a comment to me about she still gets like her utility bills in the mail. And I mean, this is the 21st century. When are we gonna go like electronic with some of the ways that we like pay our tax and utility bills?
You know, it's funny, my mom's 85 years old, and she is I'll just call her an internet wizard.
Okay.
And she gets upset when she gets these, you know, monthly bills and notices in the mail, and she's just, you know, because she understands the efficiencies, you know, leveraging email and all the electronic data processing and electronic banking and bill paying and things of that nature. And we're going to make a concerted effort to really make a push for that in the township. Paul Brown is my treasurer. When he was the CFO at his prior job, everything they did was electronic. When it came to bill notification, invoicing, funds transfer, and we've got a little, internal bet going to see if we can get half the community on that particular e-application.
Sure.
And again, it'll save the township tens of thousands of dollars, because you wouldn't believe the time it takes right now just for utility bills. There's probably 2,500 generated a month for water and sewer. Wow. The amount of time it takes to print all those bills off and then stick them into envelopes and process them through the post office, and then the pain in the neck of then receiving them, having to open them, enter, account data and verify checks and account data.
Time-consuming,
countless hours wasted.
Sure.
On a very mind-numbing clerical activity.
Yep.
Again, we want to go work with banks to transfer those funds. And again, you're not going to be working with us, you're going to be working with your local bank. So from a security standpoint, you should be very, very good. And it will save us a ton of time, more importantly, a ton of money that, again, that will just be efficiencies gained for the community.
Money on stamps, save trees with the paper, all around, it sounds like a good idea. Hopefully we get that implemented.
Yeah, like I said, and we're going to make the big play too, is just, start asking people for email addresses, and again, we're finding that there is a pretty sizable minority right now who are very anxious to get on board. And like I said, our goal is to try to get to that 50-60%, and if we can do that, we'll be golden. So we'll be
perfect.
Good stuff.
Well, all good news. It's always good to hear these updates about what's going on in Independence Township. Thank you again for coming in and sharing. And we'll have you back on here next week to tell us what's going on then.
It's good because I've got another meeting I got to run off to right now.
I know,
so.
right?
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
No problem.